Learn how to talk about yourself in English. Easy introduction. English podcast is exactly what we are tackling today, right?
Exactly. Today you will learn how to share your name, your background, and your interests with total confidence and perfect pronunciation. It is all about making that first impression count when you meet someone new.
Welcome to the Denver English Podcast. I am Cody. We are so excited to help you speak better English today.
And I am Paige. We want to hear from you, so please tell us in the comments where you are listening from while we dive into these easy introductions.
So, Paige, when someone says, "Tell me about yourself," most people just freeze up, right? It is like their brain stops working because they are trying to be way too perfect.
Oh, I see it all the time. People try to use these long, complex sentences when a simple, "Hi, I am Paige," is actually much more natural and effective.
Totally. Let's start with the name. Listen to the linking here. I am becomes I'm. Try saying it with me right now. I'm Cody. I'm Cody.
Nice. And notice how the M sound slides right into the start of your name. It is not I am Paige. It is I'm Paige. Say it slowly first.
Exactly. Now, what about where you are from? How do I put this? You don't just say the country. You want to sound relaxed and natural. I'm from Denver.
Right. The word from often gets reduced in fast, natural speech. It sounds more like from. I'm from Colorado. Whoa, that sounds so much more like a native speaker.
Seriously? It makes a huge difference in your flow. If you say, I am from, it sounds like a robot. We want you to sound like a local.
Exactly. Let's talk about jobs. Many beginners say, I am engineer. Yikes. You really need that little an or a in there to bridge the sounds together smoothly.
True. I'm an engineer, or I'm a teacher. Okay, so notice how I'm a sounds like one single word. I'm a teacher. Try that with me.
Yes, that is a pro tip for instant fluency. It is those small connections that make your English flow. Let's practice that an sound before a vowel.
Right. I'm an artist. The N in an moves to the start of artist. It sounds like A-N artist. No way. It is so much easier to say.
Totally. Now, what if you are a student? You can say, I'm a student. Focus on that U sound in student. It is a U sound for many.
Good point. Student versus student. In English, we usually say student. Yeah, it is a bit flatter and very common here. Try it. I'm a student.
Exactly. Let's move to hobbies. People love talking about what they do for fun, for sure. I usually say, I love hiking in the beautiful Rocky Mountains.
Whoa, me too. But look at the verb love. It is a short U sound, L-U-V. Not low-V, just a quick, warm love.
Right. I love and then the action. If you say, I love to swim, make sure you don't overpronounce the two. It's just t.
Exactly. I love to swim. It is fast. It is efficient. That is how we talk here in the States. Seriously. It saves so much energy.
It really does. Whew! Imagine trying to say every single letter clearly. You would be totally exhausted by the end of the first sentence.
No kidding. Let's recap the basic structure. Name, location, job, hobby. Simple. Let think. Hi, I'm Cody. I'm from Denver. I'm a writer.
And I love skiing. Wow. That is a perfect, high-value introduction. It is professional, yet friendly. Advertisers love that kind of clear, concise communication.
Totally. It shows you have a high level of social intelligence. Uh-huh. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into the why behind these specific sounds.
You know, Cody, one thing I notice with my students is that they get really nervous about the TH sound in words like this or that during an intro. When you say, "This is my friend," you want to make sure your tongue is just barely touching your teeth. If you push too hard, it sounds like a D or a Z, and that can change the whole vibe of your introduction. Let's try it together. This, that, these. It should feel like a little puff of air.
That is a huge tip, for sure. Another thing is the rhythm of the sentence. English is a stress-timed language, which means we emphasize the important words and squeeze the small ones. How do I put this? In the sentence, I am a teacher from Colorado. The words teacher and Colorado are the stars. The other words like I am a and from are just the supporting cast. They should be spoken much faster and softer than the main nouns.
Exactly. It is like a song. If you give every word the same amount of time, you sound like a metronome. We want that natural rise and fall. Think about your own introduction. Which words are the most important? Your name, your city, and your passion. Focus your energy there and let the rest just flow naturally. It makes you sound so much more confident and professional, which is exactly what we want for our listeners.
Right. And speaking of confidence, let's talk about eye contact and smiling while you speak. Yeah, even though this is an audio podcast, you can actually hear a smile. When you smile, your mouth opens differently, and the vowels sound brighter and more welcoming. Try saying hello without a smile, and then say it with a big one. Oh, can you hear the difference? It is like night and day. It makes people want to keep talking to you.
I can totally hear it. It is all about that positive energy. Now, let's look at some common mistakes when talking about your family. Many people say, I have 4 brothers. Okay, so make sure you pronounce that S at the end of brothers. It's a Z sound, actually. Z. If you miss it, people might get confused about how many siblings you have. It's a small detail, but it really helps with your overall clarity and fluency.
Seriously? I never thought about the S sounding like a Z, but you are totally right. It is the same with hobbies. It is not hobbies, it is hobbies. Let's practice that voiced Z sound. It should vibrate in your throat. Put your hand on your neck and feel it. Zzz. Hobbies, brothers, jobs. It feels a bit weird at first, but it is the key to sounding like a native speaker from Denver.
Whoa, I can feel the vibration. That is a great trick. Let's think. What about when someone asks, "What do you do?" instead of, "What is your job?" This is a very common way to start a conversation in a professional setting. You don't want to just list your title. You want to explain your value. Instead of, "I am an accountant," you could say, "I help businesses manage their finances." It sounds much more engaging.
Exactly. It is about the impact you make. And notice the word businesses. That is a tricky one for pronunciation. It is business is. 3 syllables. Many people try to skip the middle part, but you need that ness in there. Heh. Let's slow it down. Ness is. Now faster. Businesses. It is a high-value word that you will use a lot in professional English, so it is worth getting it right.
Totally. And don't be afraid to pause. Pausing gives the listener time to process what you just said. It also gives you a second to breathe and plan your next sentence. For sure. In a real conversation, silence isn't a bad thing. It shows you are thoughtful and calm. If you rush through your introduction, you might come across as nervous or unprepared. Just take a breath, smile, and speak clearly.
That is so true. Whew. I used to talk so fast when I was nervous, and nobody could understand me. Now, let's talk about the word English itself. It starts with an I sound, like ink. It is not Anglish. It is English. Try it. English. I am learning English. It sounds much sharper and more accurate. Since you are listening to an English podcast, you should definitely know how to say the name correctly.
Right. English. I love that. We are so glad you are here with us today. We really want to build a community here at the Denver English Podcast. So, if you are finding these tips helpful, please leave a comment and let us know what other topics you want us to cover. Are you struggling with job interviews? Or maybe just small talk at the grocery store? We are here to help you navigate all of those situations.
Yes, we love reading your comments. It is so cool to see people from all over the world working on their fluency. Yeah, remember, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to be perfect today. You just have to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Every time you practice these introductions, you are building muscle memory in your mouth and confidence in your mind. That is the real secret.
Exactly. Let's think. One last tip before we wrap up. When you finish your introduction, always throw the ball back to the other person. You can say, "How about you?" or "What do you do?" It keeps the conversation moving and shows you are interested in them. The T in about often disappears in about you. It becomes about you. It is a very natural connection. Try it. How about you?
No way. About you is such a classic American English reduction. Heh, I say that 100 times a day. It's those little chew and jew sounds that really make you sound like you belong in a conversation. What are you becomes would you. It's like magic for your listening comprehension too. Once you know we're doing it, you'll start hearing it everywhere in movies and podcasts. It's a total game changer.
It really does. Wow. Well, we have covered a lot today. From your name and job to those tricky reductions and the importance of a smile, for sure. We hope you feel more prepared to talk about yourself in English now. Practice these sentences in front of a mirror or record yourself on your phone. It might feel silly, but it is the best way to hear your own progress and make adjustments.
Wait, I just thought of one more thing that is super important for beginners. Exactly. When you are talking about your age, you don't say, "I have 25 years." You say, "I am 25. It is a very common mistake because of how other languages work. Just remember, In English, you are your age. You don't possess it. It is a small grammar point, but it makes you sound so much more natural when you are introducing yourself to new people.
Totally. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We will be back soon with more tips on pronunciation, vocabulary, and everything you need to speak English like a pro. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with a friend who is also learning. Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep being awesome. We will catch you in the next episode of the Denver English Podcast.